When we learn a Sicha, I just give an overview of the Sicha. We learn the Mara Mekoimis, like with the Rashi, we learn the Chumash, the Rashi, the Meforshim, and this is a tough Sicha. It's a beautiful Chiddush. I figured we'll learn the Sicha inside, like Matan Torah. The Oisis HaTorah, the Oisis Machkimas, the Oisis HaTorah, the Oisis Lakota Sichas. Basically, the Rebbe is going to talk about, the Alter Rebbe says, why women are chayiv in Torah. So there's many reasons given, even though it says Vishananta Lavanecha, and we learn, the Gemara learns that if you're chayiv lalamed, you're chayiv lilmud, and Misha Potter lalamed Potter lilmud. So women are Potter from learning Torah. They get schar for the fact that they let their husbands go to, when everyone's making blintzes and cheesecake, they let their husband go to Beis Menachem Mendel, and instead of tasting the cheesecake and the blintzes, they're going to learn Torah. They get schar, they're choilik, 50-50, and fakert. We spoke about this many times. I ever said that a person, his learning Torah could be maybe so Lishma, not so Lishma, but she was for sure when she sent him in the Beis Medrash, her part is Lishma. Okay.
Or maybe not to bother her when she's making the cheesecake.
That's a side benefit. That's only a side benefit. So, emes that the woman gets schar, but there's also that women chayiv to learn Torah. My nafkamina, do they have to make a bracha when they learn Torah? Birchas HaTorah. So the Alter Rebbe says that because there is a mitzvah that they need to know, and if they're not going to know how to do the mitzvah, how are they going to do the mitzvah? Muslims sagen that even though they're potter, the Torah says, as who Misha the Chayev Lamed Chayev Lilmud Misha Potter Lamed Potter Lilmud. The woman doesn't teach her son, so she doesn't have to learn herself. But how is she going to know how to take challah? She's supposed to take challah. There's a lot of protim of challah. A person is not born knowing exactly how to take challah. There's a shear, a minimum, a maximum. You take what you do. How is she supposed to know? So afterly, she has to learn. How is she going to know kashrus in a kitchen? She has to learn. How is she going to know taras mishpacha? She has to learn. Now that she has to learn, she's mechuyev to learn. So now she's mechuyev to learn Torah. That the woman is mechuyev to learn Torah. She's actually mechuyev to learn Torah. Now that we know, so and it's interesting. The Rebbe holds that it's like certain things that's takachim. There brings a Rogatchover. There's four avoiders by the Mizbeach. There's four avoiders. One of them is Heilocha. You have to walk from here to there. It seems like incidental. Okay, Mela Zirikas Adam. You have to do it. But Heilocha, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to take a helicopter? Or are you going to go on those, like the kids go today on those two wheels? It's like a scooter. How's the hoverboard? How are you going to get from one end to the other? Yes, you have to walk. It became one of the four avoiders, and therefore there could be pigul, puzzle, machshavas. Same thing here. It doesn't matter why. Lapoil, how she can do the mitzvahs? You have to she learn Torah. So now she's chayiv to learn Torah, so she's chayiv in mitzvahs Talmud Torah. Okay, this is a separate sicha, and maybe we'll learn it, maybe we won't. One spoke about it. Okay.
Don't understand. It's considered
it's considered a bracha that's in place, and in Torah Shabbat it's considered a bracha l'matola.
Nowadays, the Shakos and Shner,
Yeah,
the Rucher,
right.
So it's easy. How can you make a bracha because it's there in the morning? Yeah. We'll see what we're going to do.
Because that's why our meaning is to say something right away. A Mishnah, we say three.
So we're going to understand what you know.
But you already said the psukim in the Torah, Yivarecha, which is psukim in the Torah. That's what
you just want to understand it's for the whole day.
The whole day.
Not the whole day and not understand nothing. Still,
yeah. No, because those three psukim.
The concept is you have to understand. If you don't understand, it's nothing.
The Torah Shabbat, it's nothing. Okay, let's go into this Sicha. So, there's many other reasons why you have to have Birchas HaTorah, which apply for men and women equally. For example, it's a pleasure. Couldn't be a bigger pleasure. What's a bigger pleasure? Eating blintzes or learning Torah? Difference is like this. After one blintz is delicious. Second blintz is delicious. The third blintz is not so yummy anymore. It's not so yummy anymore.
With a stomach ache.
Oh, at fourth, you're already getting a stomach ache. I was Menachem Oval now, my family. So the guy was drinking like, there's these drinks today. They have these, they look so good. Frap, schmap, hap, bap. In one cup, they managed to put in more sugar than a cup could naturally hold. You know what I mean? So he tells me, Rabbi, it doesn't taste as good as it looks. So I said, yeah, the whole oilam haz is that way. The whole oilam haz is that way. It doesn't taste as good as it looks. You're hungry, the first lick is really good. Why do they put extra sugar in all these things? When you're hungry, you don't need so much sugar. When you're hungry, you're going to eat. But they want you to eat double. To eat double, they have to put sugar. Because when you eat something, you taste it and it's good. Say no, you don't need sugar. When do you need sugar? Salt, pepper, whatever. Tastes good. So you need sugar to be able to fill up triple the amount.
When you finish the whole shas, one time, two times, three times, every time you finish it's you want to do it more.
Oh, so in food, you want to eat less, and you got a stomach ache, and you got calories and fat. But Torah, there's no side effects, there's no calories, there's no fat. It's good. So the blintzes are sweet and the Torah is sweet. The bottom line is that there are shittas that say the Birchas HaTorah is like Birchas HaNene. So why doesn't the Alter Rebbe say that? And bottom line is there's a Gemara. The Gemara says that we learn Birchas HaTorah from a pasuk. So why doesn't and that Birchas HaTorah that's from a pasuk, the Rebbe's Machadash applies equal for men and women. So why doesn't the Torah say that? You see, we're learning about the Birchas HaTorah for women and for girls. So it's Nageya. This is a teething necklace?
Yeah. A little chewing.
Yeah, it's a zgula.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So the Rebbe reflect, well, so why couldn't the Alter Rebbe say all those reasons? Why is he saying this reason, dafke? Why is he saying dafke this reason? Which seems to be like, here, there's a pasuk min ha-Torah. Mefrat l'man da'omer, the Birchas HaTorah is min ha-Torah. Maybe the Alter Rebbe even holds that. And when and women are equal, as that, the Rebbe has a whole chidush, we'll learn it inside. So why doesn't the Alter Rebbe give that reason? And why doesn't he give the reason because of Birchas HaNenen? Or why doesn't he give the reason of Birchas HaSimcha? There's many reasons you can give why women are chayiv to learn Torah and Mamela to make Birchas. Why does he give dafke this reason? So the Rebbe has a whole chidush about how. Anyway, let's learn in Inavanik. We'll see the chidush. It's emes a pilpul, and it's roy to learn the night before Kabbalah Satorah. Okay, let's learn. Chisa b'gemara. When I to say the Eibishter's name, that means I'm going to call the Eibishter. Gemara has a lot of limudim, but this is one of the limudim. When I'm learning Torah, have a God Lalakeno, I have to give a brach. Why is there a special limud for Birchas HaTorah? It's like all the mitzvahs. It's like all the mitzvahs.
It's called, I don't know, 24 hours.
Oh, this is exactly what we're going to talk about today in the Sicha. But if you say that Birchas HaTorah is min ha-Torah and Birchas HaMitzvahs is midrabanan, I understand why you need a pasuk. It's a regular, it's a derabanan, and here is a deraisa. I'm going to share it up on my pasuk. But if you hold like Lachoida is the halacha that the Birchas HaTorah is the rabbanon. If a person is mesupah giving mechzah, it doesn't make again Birchas HaTorah because we paskin. But some Rishonim hold it. So minyan mitzvahs we'll learn in a second. But if you say it's the rabbanon, so Birchas HaTorah, it's not the same thing. So why did they bring a special pasuk for it? Mashma the Birchas HaTorah zo shonim a Birchas HaMitzvahs. Yeshlam da chiluku the Birchas HaMitzvahs say ador LaKadosh Baruch Hu shemakadosh tzanim mitzvahs. Asher get tzanim mitzvahs v'tzivanu lo niach tefillin. Asher get tzanim mitzvahs v'tzivanu l'sata b'tzitzas. Asher get tzanim mitzvahs v'tzivanu al divrei Torah lasik b'divrei Torah. Ila Birchas HaTorah he broch al etzam limud HaTorah, and not as a mitzvah. What's it mean? We'll talk in a second. What's the longest? Levad kima mitzvah shebazeh. Kedemash magam b'shinu yaloshin. The Birchas HaTorah and Birchas mitzvahs. We see that by Birchas mitzvahs shekashan mitzvahs, and here is Shabbat Charbon Mikol Amim and Asala Celebrate Shem Neis HaTorah V'Rev Nashem Lakenu. What is this? 3 brachas? Say all 3. So the first one is tak doim to all of them, but the other 2 is Psagan Sanananda Nusach Shabbat Charbon Mikol Amim and Asala Celebrate V'Rev Nashem Lakenu. It's the first bracha Pashteich. It's a bracha like every Birchas mitzvah, but the other 2 was a geshen. So the best way to explain it, the first one is a Birchas mitzvah, learning Torah is a mitzvah like every mitzvah. And the second one is something special. Because Torah is a special pasuk, something very special. Something special.
When was the big makefa that didn't say Birkat HaTorah and then the Chachamim was metaking Birkat HaTorah?
There wasn't a magefa. You're mixing 2 things. There was a magefa in the time of David, and they made it for 100 brachas. And the Gemara says, Amav da'oretz, why was the first Churban Beis HaMikdash Ashalebecha b'Torah Tefillah? It was 2 separate things. ולכן ירא כל אדם שתהיה כלי חמדו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהיה משתעשע בה בכל יום קשוב ובעינז ולברך לה בשמחה, יועיסה מכל הנועז שבעולם. וזה משמע שהברכה היא על עצם עניין התורה שנוסו לנו הקדוש ברוך הוא על דרך ברכת הנהנית. It's mashma. It's not a regular biggest mitzvah. It's a different thing. It's a different thing as well as mashma. Let's learn some of the orders quick. Order 2. Harambam Mona b'minya mitzvahs. V'reit slach, shagasayas, sifkov dalet, pri chodosh, shechricha mesugis ha'gemara, the Birchas HaTorah de'raisa, v'chenu das harashba, mi'idik, v'chenu. That all these Rishonim hold that Birchas HaTorah is de'raisa, and they count it as one of the Taryag mitzvahs. Avol, gamim name the limud anal rak asmach lehi, k'moy shebir b'megilas Esther, b'sefer ha-mitzvahs sham. So Pirush Hatzlach v'Shagas Aryev oy b'das Rambam that they hold it's in a smachta b'yalma. Baruch b'mar uponim l'Yerushalmi. Mistaber shibroch al etzam l'minatoyre k'bifnim k'diberet merizak l'kaman. And Adarab is say if you say it's there nice, so you say no, that's why I need a posuk. Yes, Mishaylis. Why do I need a posuk? How is it different than a mitzvah? That's the Rabbanon. That right. But if you say it's all the Rabbanon, why do they have to find a psas? You say about this dafke. Something stands out in Birchas HaTorah, even because of Tzidus always says that in Torah there's 2 things. There's Torah is one of the Taryag mitzvahs, and one there is of Torah kshalatzmai, not as a mitzvah, but in Torah gufa there's 2 nekudas. That's why there's the brachas. The first bracha is Shekshana Mitzvah Vitzimonu, like a mitzvah, like all the mitzvahs, Lasik b'divrei Torah, and or al divrei Torah. And the other one is Varevno and Shabbat Charbonu. It's a different type of bracha.
Why don't you say like Russian this thing?
Yeah, it's unbelievable different diukim about this. Right. Classic, but they read that. The lay biur, the biuruchim fishel, perlov. Shemafurish, shagam arambam, svirlei, the Birchas HaTorah, the Reis, Shloimon, when you're mitzvahs, kiladait, and the chlolos, and it's Talmud Torah. Okay. Out of 4 star, he said, "Hey Yerushalmi, the Birchas HaMitzvahs nelamedes behekish me Birchas HaTorah." So Yerushalmi takel Birchas HaTorah with mitzvahs the zalba zache. Okay, but that's Yerushalmi. Out of 6, he says that we're saying that Birchas HaTorah are 2 different things. Avaleini muchrich ki yesh loimer lefi sheidei reis. Why you ask me why is there to have a pasuk? If one is a derabbanon, one is a reitz, if a shteitz to have a pasuk. Gam la days to have a derabbanon, you could say asmachu akroi miyukat kishani toyre shemitzah shebediver. Vein adem l'shar mitzvah shebemaisa. Befrat shemakshon shlav zankum. Birchas HaMitzvahs amadu b'shem mitzvah shebemaisa. Froshes truma maisa umaisa rachilas zevach. Balder shoyin mevorchim al mitzvahs Birchas HaMazon and tefillah Birchas Krishma. Brei Rashba. B'shar poiskim v'enum shechts klam krishma kores and Birchas Krishma mishum. Okay, it's a zayte gezach. But we're saying you could kvetch even if you say that it's the Rabbanon, but every mitzvah has a bracha. I'm knocking a mezuzah on the door. I'm putting film on my hand. I'm wrapping tzitzis around me. But this is a mitzvah shebedibur, heavy amina, that it's a lesser mitzvah. Kamash malon. You could argue that, but the Rebbe doesn't like that. Whatever. Okay. He says, "V'yesh loyma ora 6-star. Shalkiyam mitzvah is the bracha asher kedushan mitzvah is mitzvah all divrei Torah. Shel birchas hashachar benusach shov elachol birchas mitzvah. V'lechen gaba v'rishayna. But the second one is talking about a tiferet mile in Torah. Ora 7. They're looking at Rachaim Simem Zim. Fima shekosav hashagas ayah brichod shemedivra gemara nedor. Oh, that's the gemara. Of the Oretz. Why was there a churban in the first Beis Hamikdash? Al shaloi bercha b'Torah tchila. So they say muchich the min Torah have a deraisa. The Birchas HaTorah have a deraisa. It's very weird that a pasuk should say al ma of the Oretz. Why was that a pasuk? And the Chazal say what's the pshat of the answer? Al shaloi bercha b'Torah tchila. So a pasuk is saying that's the shagasaya tainit. The pasuk is telling you al ma of the Oretz. A pasuk is telling you that there was. It's weird for a pasuk that's in Torah Shebiksav should tell you that you didn't have Erev because you were over at the Rabbona. So we don't find such a thing. You don't find such a thing. So he says, "It's a pasuk." And Elamai, the answer is not so clear. I'll share whatever the words in the pasuk. The Gemara died. The Gemara says, "I'll shall bercha b'Torah tchila." The words in the pasuk is, it's a. So the Gemara taich that the pshat from the answer is. So if you want, you can make a shmei drei and say that the pasuk meant what the pasuk meant. The Gemara is a kaderash. But if you read the Gemara gleich, the Gemara taich to is the pshat from the pasuk is that the Eibush had gesagt, Alma of the Oretz is Shaloi Bercha b'Torah. It's the Rabbanon and Apostle. The Apostle the Raisha should discuss a din the Rabbanon is a bod nazach. Again, you could say it was a symptom. And the fact that they warned Mavorach b'Torah was not the problem. The famous Bach, it's in Zayin, that the fact that they didn't get it, it's not the whole churban, they forgot to say Birchas HaTorah. That's why the tikkun for that of the Oretz is by making blintzes and cheesecake. That's the tikkun. You make it tasty. No, man macht a große Trask und a Tarara, man macht große Sache. So okay, so that's also way that. So Vilapoil, any poisik that brings this Gemara, that if it says if the Shaksai is right, obviously they hold it's the rice. Okay. Skip the next order.
When you drive at night, so they told you every hour stop after a minute.
Right.
You know you're not tired, don't you? You say, I'm okay. No, you have to.
Yeah.
Don't be say every hour stop. So make this go.
We're going to talk about that. The Alter Rebbe says tak every hour you should stop and think about the noise in the Torah. Alter Rebbe says that tak and tani. Looking at order 8-star right over here, 8-star. And it's second page. You have to turn. I'm sorry.
So the more.
As 8-star. Nisman, page 149. The Batkolas Dvora Leran Nedor. See Maloshin Yosem Akol Noy Shabaylam in the Beraf. Keep Alderach Zebalavush. Eloshabalavush Kosa, the Harish Atoirach Shiva Behengas, the Nenam Imenu Kemishim Avora. I'll call on Yosem. Bilad Moritzak Kosa. Lavorachla Besimcha. Yosem I'll call on Noy Shabayol. The Lavush says that it's Kilo of Birchas HaNoah. And the Alter Rebbe says it's Kilo Birchas HaSimcha.
This is the most simple you can get in the world.
Otazoi.
Can you get the name?
Right. We're not going to have a Simcha. The Alter Rebbe says Simcha. Vishlam Kilafia, Pirish Alavush, and is a Mamish Birchas HaNoah. Hashan Enek Shutun Zeshloim, Vedea Maven. אבל that's the Merzok, no look at the Anoa Vona Salima de la Simcha. Shlachet Zarech Lema, the Bracha Besimcha. Metzim, the Senator, the Sro, the Kabbalos. Kamoy by Yosim Akol of an Oisel. It says more than Anos. Alav Mashmit Kamoy Shabalavush. Oisel, Yosim Akol Anos Shabaylam. Shu Yosim Akol Anos. Vishlam the Chochal Zeh, who shall call Am Varcha Berchastana al Mikra. Shabbater Shabaksav, Gamma Oritz Mevarch Berchastana. So that's the nafkamina. If you say that Birchas HaTorah is Birchas HaNoah, versteht nicht kein Wort, so was HaNoah hat. But if you say it's Birchas HaSimcha, what do you mean? Ich bin besimcha, ich lerne Torah. Is am Ore, it's versteht nicht kein Wort. Tanz besimcha, you see am Old as Yidden, der Apostel Yidden, and they dance with the Torah, which more simcha. So that's what the Alter Rebbe says. It's not the inyan of Ano, it's inyan of Simcha. Yeah, that's right. After the Anoshim Shutim, the close Torah. Hod al Torah Shabapeh, Bimeni Mevei, Bineinu Mevorich. Yishlemish, Neshe, Begeder Kabbalos, the Avona. It's a zeitige Zach. Torah Shabapeh, if you're not understanding it, it's not Torah. The noise of Alze, Intim Shlemish Bechzen and Mamish, Kedamash Mapirish Alavush, and is a Hepach Das and Amban. שלא תיקנו ברוכס בנוס שאין נכנסס לגוף כגון חיץ מים קורם אבל אמר בדברים נכנסס לגוף והגוף נהנה כגון אכילה ושתייה וריח נמי דבר הנכנס לגוף וסויד כאכילה ושתייה דומי הדרך זה ברית ופסוחים שלא אף בשין הדומס והריח נשון הננס בוי נחס רוח הוא גם לא הגוף סופרת נחס רוח to the גוף so if you would say that the word is before it, the episode that brings the neshama back in their group. Like the Hashem says, if a person faints, you put a strong reach and the neshama. So that's a shaykh to the guf. So the Ramban has the famous shaykh. We spoke about it once. The Bnei Yisusker gezukt that it's who has the kedusha of Bnei Yisusker. It's not for me and you. That when a person is with his wife, is makayim the mitzvah from oina, that he should first take a cup of water and say shahako. And then he should become mitzvah. No, because it's Keitach HaNoah. So Taki Chazal didn't make a bracha. But how could I eat have a no without making a bracha? So Macha Shahako. And then that will be Koila also. Okay, you have to be in the dark of the Bnei Yisuschur. It's I'm just saying like the word. So okay, let's go quick.
A woman doesn't have to have shahako?
Maybe the nice wife also did. Probably she did. Probably if he did, she did.
I know too.
Okay. Yeah, probably. Okay.
He is the mitzvah she doesn't have.
Good, but I know she has. It's a Birchsanen. So if the Naya Susker gedeiget is nicht Noah, he didn't want to have a Noah. So that's the answer. How could you say that Birchas HaTorah is Birchas HaNoah, but it's not something that's nichnas HaTorah guf? We have a cloud. That's what the Ramban says. You make a bracha when you take a shower. It's taka murdik a pleasure when you take a shower. That's true. Because it's not nichnas in the guf. The Ramban gives a Gedorah that has to go into the guf. So therefore, it's taka shver. If you say that, no, I'll rely on that. I'll want to say it's Birchas HaSimcha. Okay, I don't want to focus on this.
To play basketball or soccer, you have to make a bracha. You enjoy.
So I don't want to focus on this. We have a big Sicha to go through. So bottom line is that we have a posik for the special chiyuv. We have a posik, the special chiyuv. We have a svara from the Alter Rebbe, Bichsan, and I'm sorry, the Levush Bichsan, and we have a svara from the Alter Rebbe, Bichsa Simcha. So why, when the later Kosov Admoira Zokin, the Alter Rebbe writes in Simon Mem Zayin and Oirachayim, Noshim Avorchis Birchas HaTorah, Shechiyav Eslam HaTorah, Leida, Eich Lasoisen, Veich Lizor, Mekol Mitzvahs Leute, Shemachul Yudorish Bem Kanoshim. V'apia now the Birchas HaTorah Loim, Mipnei Chiyuv HaMitzvah Shal Tam HaTorah, Ke Birchas HaMitzvahs. Ella etzem in yena Tam HaTorah, Mekuyik Shevar Chilafana, Hare Lechoyre, Gam Lula Shenoshim Chiyav Eslam Mitzvah Shalem, Tzrich Zayin Levarech, Birchas HaTorah Lefana, Ke Gam Aleim, Tzorech Lizchol, Hamuv B'Gemara. So why couldn't the Alter Rebbe have to give you a whole pilpul? Why do you have to give a pilpul? It's a pasuk in the Torah. Why did the Rebbe give this whole Akdama? Because he wanted to say that if you say it's the mitzvah of learning Torah, so women don't have mitzvahs. But now that I was mechadish, that the Birchas HaTorah is be'etzem it's be'etzem. So it may be able to give an afil asvora that a goy learns Torah where it's mutter for a goy to learn the dinim of Torah. Well, how is a goy supposed to make a system for justice? Aflanan paisha mishpat mit rishonim. But aflanan, what do you think? What do you think they're supposed to learn? Old British law, old Turkish law. And aflanan paisha mishpat.
Does it have to know only Sheva Mitzvot, no?
Yeah, one of the 7 mitzvah noyach is dinim. Dinim is the whole paisha mishpat. Anyway, so that's what the Rebbe's question is. That's what the Rebbe's question is. Now that I was machadish, the Birchas HaTorah is possible. And it's not mitzvah the mitzvah of limud Torah. It's limud Torah be'etzem. So if mitzvah the mitzvah, you could say women are part from this mitzvah. Mitzvah limud Torah be'etzem, men and women are the same thing. So if men and women are the same thing, why didn't the Alter Rebbe say that as the reason? The Yuvim behegden makushia shelachoyre lo yoy tzarech li zman kabur lebichas HaTorah. Ala b'cholei shabal adam l'lam HaTorah hoy levarech aleh.
Not just in the morning.
Yeah. Whenever you close your safe, you open it again. You have to.
But still, going to the
Yeah.
again.
Only the gisa. Maybe it should be once a year. What's it? Amnon aloch nifsek b'chlal mevarech adam bichas HaTorah. Back from Achas, Lefnei Limit with Chilas Yem, is there the Fulayam of Philipsik Bamson. Because of the Merizok and Ladea Aleph. Imodem Shirog Lilmud Baaf, Shiots Lasasik, the Parnasosa, Mamar Lasas Rochen. Kedei Larze Lilmud Asik Ze, Aini Chosher Hefsik. Kivin Shibisho, Shibisasik Boy Daiti Alimudi. Vehu Adin Lamerchet, Shiboy de Merchet, so Besakisi, Aini Masir Daiti, Melilmud Achikach. Vechenim Yoshin, Shinis Ari, Nechshuba Hefsik, Yoshin Shibis Keva. That's not the first sheet that if you sleep, when you wake up, you have to mechza Torah. After course of the abeys, Yashem shebechz Torah ki bechz hashachar shletiknu es lapamach tzvim v'chein nog. The minig oilam is to go that kilu it's one of the bechz hashachar. Okay, but Lapoil, there is another important shita which says no, it's not like bechz hashachar. It's just that usually people don't sleep in the middle of the day. Henochinam, if you're going to sleep a shinas keva middle day, you have to make again Birchas HaTorah. Tzarech lo haben fragt der Rebbe dat verstehen. Agile tefilin pasuk at meira zaken mische cholos es tefilin hoye bedaite. Im b'shas chalitz es tefilin hoye daite la nich larzer la nich miyad. Turn the page. Tzarech lo haben. Agile tefilin pasuk at meira zaken mische cholos tefilin page 23. You have to see page 23. I'm sorry, 151. You know, I should be with you in the same. Anyway, I have more copies here. So he says, "V'tzarech lahaven." And again, the tefillin posag and meire zaken mishe cholotz is tefillah. Hoy bedaitoi im b'shatz cholotz at tefillin hoy bedaitoi lazal nicha miyad. B'chol zeh nicha ein miyad ein tzar lazal labora. Aber the most tzroche b'ntayin kimin shebeisa hi lo yochel anich tefillin in kein einen moil klum mach hoy bedaitoi. You need to have like tarti tlosel. When you take off the tefillin, if you don't want to make another bracha when you put it back on. Number one, you had in mind to put it back on miyad. Number two, you did that b'poel mamish. Number three, you didn't go into the bathroom at least for gedolim ktanim. So shak v'tayi. Okay. Why? Because if you went to the bathroom, it was a hes chadas. So once you Mashiach das, you have to make the bracha again. The merchets of Besakise loy hava hafsek v'hesach hadas. Why is it lagabi Birchas HaTorah we say there was no hesach hadas even though you went to the merchets? Were you planning to continue learning? Why is it lagabi tefillin if you went to the merchets it is a hesach hadas? ומה שלדי הבייס גם אם הפסק בשינס קבע אין צריך לעזר לבורח אחרי זה לא מפני שלא היה הפסק בשום דבר יכפס לנו ההפסק מה שביחס תוירי כביחס השחר. Even the second day it's a different, it's not like the second day says oh taka that's my issue. No, the second day says it's like bichas hashachar. But in Indian, why is it that we're saying kilu there's no machloikis in this nakuda? The lagabi Torah, if you went to the base of Merchitz, the base of Kisa, it's not a hefsek. And lagabi tefillin, you went to the Merchitz, the base of Kisa, it is a hefsek. Is it a hefsek? Is it not a hefsek? Why is it different lagabi Toide and Lagabe tefillin. Toide Maishna. Ein lechalik the tefillin shiny. Lefisha tefillin also shemanochem alav bebeis akise. Shege gam tal metoide dineken. Kapsakat merazaken. Kol linye shemedivir hakodesh asal amre bebeis akise bebeis amechet. I feel here to believe us and I feel the Torah. So what are you going to say? This is a grow holds that you could think dine besakisa. The Alter Rebbe says not, but it's not that way. So you're not allowed to be mahara b'divrei Torah besakisa besamech. It's klal v'klal. Inu matzina dim yucha b'tfilin dasurim has chadas. Kosav ad merizaken. You want to have a booklet? Special booklet. They don't charge extra for it. Hine matzina page 51. Hine matzina dim yucha b'tfilin dasurim has chadas. The kosav ad merizaken. Osla sich daite mit film. Kommen mit Sitz. Yeah. Noch ist da vorne go. Und da mal die Shavuous them.
The coin when you hear the tzitz.
Ah,
When the coin
but Tzitz, so we learn from the Tzitz that just like by Tzitz, it was also Masir Das. The same thing here is also Masir Das. Eine Nikras Chadas, Elok Shemet Besfoy Kalos Rosh. Aber Shemet Bejira Mes As mit Zroch, es auf Bescheuße. Eine Daite lat Film, Mamish ein ze Nikras Chadas. Like mitzvah and a mufta shlo lasir daite klal. The Alter Rebbe says, page 51, second column. You don't have 51? 151. 151. So he says, Heschadas is only if a person is making jokes in this film. Skoik v'kalos rosh. Afraid any movement. So the Yisr who, kal v'chem metzitz, matzitz, amar toila mitzvah tamid, shelo yasim daite, tfin lach tkam kama. But normally yikora Heschadas, it actually shemik b'skoik v'kalos rosh. Aber kshoisig vein daite l'tfilin ein zenik Heschadas. Is mashma by a Kohen Gadol. He says, "Kama sheherich lahakshus al shita zub b'shagas ayis." Some alamates. Lama the shagas ayis mechiach that when the Kohen Gadol, it wasn't just it was also b'schoik b'kalas rosh.
Actually, yeah, the tzitz and the tefillin.
Yeah, the tzitz and the tefillin. But we learned from the tzitz to the tefillin that just like by the tzitz, we learned from that he has to not masir das. So and over there it's kipshuta is not allowed to be masir das. So we're learning the tefillin. The Shagasai has a lot of problems with this whole limud. There's a lot of problems with this whole limud. This is one of his problems. Are you learning them from each other and you tell me the dinim are different? It doesn't make sense. But Gidrei Hesach Lektzeh Afochi B'Simas Adas Kagon Schoik B'Kalas Rosh Shehem B'Zoyin Latfilin Shalom Avakav One of Das Afochis Minyan Atfilin V'Lo Lach Hesach Adas. Maybe you'd say that Hesach Adas in general Taka means that in Ganzen, Kalas Rosh. Aber if Shalafarish Kain Das Ad Moira Zokin Kenosav Alakusha Kavachem Mitzitz Arikosav Osla Siyad Aitam Atfilin Called Me Inshallah Fila Rege Echad שמזה משמעין es חדש כאן כפשוט שתי דייטה ממש על התפילין ולא יסיח דייטה מהן ולא להקדיש לו אל כוונה בעניין הפוכי. So back to the shaila again, the shagas are your shaila. You're learning tzitz from tefillin, just like the tzitz, the Torah says that he has to not masich das tefillin, you're not going to masich das. So why are the standards different? Why are the standards for the Kohen Gadol higher? For me, it's as long as you're machnish ken latzonis, as long as you're not making schayk v'kalas rosh. Why? Because the mitzvah's tefillin yeshnei inyon. There's two inyonim in tefillin. What are the two inyonim? Aleph hanochas tefillin, physically. Two, kavonas ha-mitzvah, shibud, ha-neshama shibimoyach, and liboy, shigam zo chelek b'kiyum ha-mitzvah. They had a very big koch, it's abach, not that there's a chidush in certain mitzvahs. By Sukkah is one of them, and Tefillin is the other one. That the kavanah of the mitzvah is not a separate thing of the mitzvah. It's a chelik of the mitzvah. If a person didn't do it, perhaps he's still yoitz. But if a person sits in the Sukkah, when he says, Kindalach, why are we sitting in the Sukkah? That's a chelik of the mitzvah. He's not a kind of mitzvah. Now, if they sat, they had a meal, and they had fleisch, mit vergessen sagen Kindalach, why are we sitting in the Sukkah? Still yoitz. But still, it was nechser from the kiyum ha-mitzvah. Tefillin is the same thing. Shibud HaMoyach Alev is not an extra zach, Hashena Kavona. It's a chelik in the Kiyum HaMitzvah. Hine, gam im ein daite la tfilm, ein ze begedes khatas vefsek menoch ze tfilm. Shrei beze atzmai, shmenoch in Allah, mekayim mitzvah kol azman, vegam in agel la broche, lo nifsek sheichutz la broche beis, anoch. Ulam, when a person is wearing the tefillin, he's wearing it. He's wearing it. Ulam, shechoylotz es atfilin, ade beze nifsek sheichutz la tfilin. Geen zorg lagen ze de bevorig, shechoyz menichet elam kein daite alleen, lagen ze al anich. I think what the Rebbe is trying to say is like this. He used the kavon as a chelik of the mitzvah. So here, he had in mind, he's still daite ala tefillin, and over here, the kavon is a chelik of the mitzvah. So ki'ilu, the mitzvah is being nimshach. Noisef lazeh. Imoya daite.
Some mitzvahs you can't think about all the time. It's a mitzvah in the Torah.
Versteht sich.
You're not thinking about the mitzvah when you're just thinking about the word.
Right. Obviously. Anyway, so obviously I'm healthy. But the Alter Rebbe Taka says that the only person should do it once in an hour, going for many hours. No, but he's paket. He wants to say when he puts on the tefillin is Meshabat Damoich V'Alev, and later it's Mishnageh the Shibud Damoich V'Alev. Ashri Yoshev Esechas, or tell him do whatever you have to do. Elamai, you're taking off the tefillin.
Making a point.
Oh, he took it off. But if his kavona was still that he's planning to put it on film, and so it's daite olov, so Kilis has a shaykhus to the mitzvah, because the das in the mitzvah is a chelik of the kiyum mitzvah. So he's still, you can't say he broke the mitzvah. It's like a person ate and he went to a different house, because it's daite olov, so it's still a shaykhus.
So it's
good enough. That's good enough. Elamai, when he took it off, the etzem inyan that daite olov is good enough. So one or the other, because there's two pratim in the mitzvah. So if he's just wearing it without so much kavan, or he just has kavan without wearing it, he's still doing the mitzvah. Yes. No
kavana, you got in mitzvah.
It was Mekayim mitzvah.
Kavana, not mania.
It was not Mekayim. No, so lazeh after bedaite lanichan ela shos tzarach beintain kiv shebeisel lo yokol ol anich tfilin ein moel ma shebedaite lach zanich kemach shetzarich lisem shekla brocha haina la nachos akadem tzarich lis adas lach zanichen loifen shetuch lavel de nach bepoil oz lo nikre efse schenken im yesh regesh ein yochel anichem bepoil lo toil daite mach sheinu ro la noch attack if you went to the bathroom, especially for gedoylo. If you went to the bathroom, so what do you mean I had daiter? Theoretically, if I wanted, can I put on tefillin now? It's awesome. I'm the basic case.
Also, the Motel can.
Right. Well, we'll talk the difference in the Motel in a second. Ine mekimish ech mechel ka mitzvah hi akavona l'shabbat haleiv amoyach moving shegam zet tzorich liz b'chol ha'iskim ha'mitzvah omna mekimish beis ha'noch poisel kavona zu the shibud haleiv amoyach mitzad kavona zu ari yoimed b'yida in a gambe matz of the stam abol achra. After oisig bein daitela film mamish nimshcha kavona shoy beis anoch al kol meshach zman shel achra v'lo have es chadas mimenu. Baderech lishmo shikra kachon lishmo la'akev ובתחילה הלימוד כמו בגט וספר תורה שצריכים לשמוע לעקב ודאי שיומר בתחילה הכסיבה הריני כוסף לשם קדוש ספר תורה אוי לשמוע Taka the Alter Rebbe says the same thing as Lagav Tanya, that the person can't say, oh, I'm learning that Lishma. What's I learning in this? The Flan Shegas Am, the Flan Shegas Ayi, the Flan Atzlach, the Flan Atzlach, the Flan Anoy to be Huda. But the Alter Rebbe says Taka, just like by a get, by Sefer Torah. Betchila, he says, Harini Koisev, L'Shem Kshushe Torah. And then he's writing for a long time, Al Smach Zeh. So when you put on tefillin, you mechaven, you're putting on the tefillin, Shavda Moech Valev. Better, you're davening, you're saying Tehillim, you're looking at Achitas. But it's all like Bestam. If he's writing Bestam, the get is possible. If he's going, but if since he said Betchila Lishma, we say, oh, it's autopilot. It's autopilot. He pressed the button already.
He said the Bracha actually tells the quite a person.
Exactly. Chama mikulam al kol shkem kamachem betfilin she'eschem adas bekeshem shibud klal v'stomid amoich v'alev. So as long as he doesn't have a kavanah fachis, is good. Chama mikulam tzitz. Taka tzitz is more chomer. Why? The Shavuos tefillin des chadas kosher bas kodesh shebehem This is what the Rebbe is trying to mechadish, I think, saying, why is it different with tzitz? You can't say autopilot. What do you mean autopilot? The whole idea of a tzitz is that right now, if a kohen made a mistake, that's machaper. The tzitz is machaper on certain things on mistakes that a kohenim are making. It's being machaper. So right now, it's being machaper. Let me tell you autopilot. It's not autopilot. The guy with film saying his doimet again. He said, "Areini koisev lishma lishma." It's autopilot. Areini maniach tefillin nachshav l'shem yichud kutshav licha mirastech liloylo mirastech libetzedek. I'm doing shivat amayich v'alei, and then it's autopilot. But by the tzitz, every moment it has to do something. So it's hard to say that. Therefore, you can't say autopilot.
What do you do with it?
The tzitz is being mechaber right now.
That's considerable. It's not also doing magic all the time.
No, because with the mitzvah sanochas film doesn't have the poil. Every moment that it's on you, it's also to be masiach das. But lepoil, if a person wears film 1 minute a day or 12 hours a full day, he did the same mitzvah. Hakem in a chassidim and tzaddikim to wear it for the whole day, and now we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stretching and big.
Right. But the tzitz every minute he needs to do something. He's machaper on a certain oven. Yeah, we're learning it one from the other. He's saying that's the svara to be machalik. Even though we learn the Gemara learns from each other, because by tefillin, 1 second you did the mitzvah. Elamai. As long as you're wearing it, you're going back to the first machshava that I did it. Meshibat amayich v'alei. Schenken by the tzitz. Then this has chadas. Betfilm ki have hepach mishlilas hakavona umevatel pulas shibud aleif shaher lebeis and lechosim. Gemacht that joke, an unbelievable joke. Oh yeah, gewaldige joke. Everyone's laughed. Such a good joke. Okay, but the Weile, I was mevatel the shibud hamoich v'aleif that was v'chatchila. Was nifsek sheichus lemitzvah tefillin aves chadas. Nina admor zokin heavy base day is linyan hefsek bein Birchas HaTorah l'tchilas halimud. Yesh shemim shein tzorich lilmud miyad la'acharei. Al afa b'shem afsek ben Bracha l'limud dina k'moi hifsek be'emtze limud ve'ein adem l'Birchas HaMitzvos. Talmud Torah shechayim l'asek v'tomik shem afsek ben Bracha l'limud l'chosher hefsek. Acher shebois is man shem afsek mechuy v'lilmud v'shchelke v'noch elochish l'vneim. We talk in machmir. Minig Yisrael is that right away when you make the 3 brachas, right away you say a piece of Torah Shemitzah, and you say a Mishnah Torah Shabbat Peh, and not in Chabad. Others have a minig also to say a Braisa, B'mayim Gemara, Amr B'Zoyre, B'nai Yisrael Nechmer Ma'alatzman, Shari Lefilo Roi Tipas Cham Kacharvel. Okay. V'yeshloim aloy lafushi b'machlokes v'adei abeis le'pligal etzem asvara the mitzat shatam atorim chayiv lasik b'tomid yesh lo adam shaychus l'toyr gam b'shesh sheini oisik bo. Tu gerakim nem in svara zu gabe hefsek ben barosfa atchola salim. But be'emes everyone's masking that there's something gabe lim l'toyr the person is chayiv lasik b'tomid. Chen l'kula alma in tzorich das b'poil b'meshech hayoyim shelo yikor hefsek v'esik chadas. So I called shkemadach when I made the bracha, and I didn't start learning right away. So it's saying, because I'm a chayiv to learn Torah, it's on my mind. So Kolchkin after made the bracha. Ketzem achiv lask b'Torah. Tomid mekasher odem la mitzvah lo b'Torah. V'lachein gam shenichnas la merchet zubeis hakisei she'osur loy lask b'Torah. V'chol zeh ma'acher she'mechuyev hu b'talmud Torah. V'rak aryo derevi alei. That's not letting him learn Torah. He wants to say that the difference of tefillin and Torah is it's the opposite. Here, I'm trying to say I have shibud hamoich vadas. So maybe it's not as bad as it's by tefillin. Shibud hamoich valei. So maybe it's not as like a tzitz. We're right now, but so we say autopilot shibud hamoich valei. But as soon as you make a joke, what's a shibud hamoich valei? You went into the bathroom. Basically, he was saying that because What do you mean? You couldn't put on film now. It's like, potentially I would have liked to put on film. But you're in the bathroom, you can't put on film. You can't put on film. So there's no hemshech of the mitzvah film. But Torah, we see it's the other way around. We're saying there's a shita that even if you made a hefsek, and usually we say if you made a hefsek ben achila la bracha or ben a mitzvah la bracha, you lost the whole bracha. Here we say person is chuyev to learn the whole time. So really, it's here every minute. So the Salvazach, when he went, in other words, it's a smaller over there by Tfilm. You're trying to keep up the shibud amoyach va'alev.
Yeah, stop the bathroom, but
So gleich, Mashenkin by Torah, when you went to the bathroom, a yid is a shaykh to Torah every minute. Okay, so technical thing I'm not allowed to learn. Okay, so I can't. But it doesn't take away my shaykhs to the Torah. Mashenkin shinas keva, so has a chadas gomo, and a hefsek with tzarech la'achzer levorech.
okay, we feel this pshat.
If
Somebody step up, they feel this pshat, they can show me different. It's saying it's not really that's about that. When you go into the bathroom, it's
Yeah, no, it's a test of chadas gomo. Why? Because
if I went to say big that make those because they're
according to that shita, we go like the shita that it's like one day and it goes for the day. No, what do you mean? Because the system, his brain is shut off. He's like a shaita right now. So saying if he's in the bathroom, he would have liked to learn if he wasn't in the bathroom.
sleeping in the
I weiß nicht. So okay. So
if that kind of people that sleep in the night and has no there, what are we? Just a that.
it's a good kashi. Api ze move ma shkoyze vad mein zaken den och bevorchel bichs toide shrei khiyavs lomad mit shlahem. Vaich lezar machol mit slaites. Lule bier ze hin afshe makom loimat. Shno shma vorchel bichs toide kagdam lili mudan. Tzad el fus de shema shmakro. Oy al derg bichs anan derg bichs. Asim shlo whatever. The code there it's sort of lies adin shteverachna bchol pam שמסחיל לסלמד, והרי זה חידוש ולא ישתמת טענה בשום מקום לאמרי. Now, Alter was bothered by this shayla. If you say women make a Bracha Torah, why? Because it says in the pasuk, Shem Hashem Eker Havel Gerd Lelekenu. And what's the svara? B'chzanenim, b'chzasimcha, b'chzashevach, whatever it is. So why is it, if they stopped and they were masir das from learning, just if you masir das from eating, and you went from one house to the other house, you have to make another Bracha Torah. So why? Shame about it, Marizok, Shem Mechayavis Lilma, the Kavanos, and Shem Shanoshim Avarchis Pamach Vayim. But Sad Achiu Matmidi, the Talmud Torah. Must speak a Bracha Achas, Leoim, Imein Esachadas, Gomer like sleeping, Derech Zebenoshim, Achshach Yavis Lilma Mitzvah Shalahem, Eich Besor Mitzvah Loitus, Shakiu and Kolayim, Memela Yesh Gam, Chiyu Valim Aleim Kolayim, Velachain, Gam Anoshim, Sagelahem bebracha pam achas lekol leyoin kanoshim. So be a shot. I think they could say already.
Stomach bed? He's not that. No.
I'm joking.
So she one of those guys.
Not verstehen, man. Ah, Nachman is coming?
He didn't
Oh, he's not coming. So sorry.
he said
Okay.
you did
So ask him. Could you text him and ask him?
you did the house.
Oh, you were told you? Okay. So Unta Shushudas, I think what he's saying like this. If, again, what was the original Shaila? The Lachayda is a Beforish Gemara, Kishem Hashem Ekra Hovel Elokeinu, when you have to make Birchas HaTorah. We were Machadish that this is not mitzvah, the mitzvah of Limud HaTorah. It's especially in, it's nothing to do with the mitzvah. Theoretically, if a goy learned Torah, okay, goy is mufke for the whole, it's hard to imagine a goy has to make a bracha learning Torah. He's mufke.
I don't know if he's allowed.
No, he's allowed. He's mechuyev. I love this word. There's a chsam. Gedenkt shenishvu. There's a chsam sofer. Sagt the chsam sofer. How do you think a guy is supposed to know how to set up a judicial system? What is he supposed to learn? Some Narisha books? He darf lernen smem, shach, untaz, uktzois, and nesivis. Who are you going to be? You're going to be a judge of Supreme Court in the United States. You read some Narisha book, some Narisha books, some classics, some American writers, some Narisha books. No, you're not qualified. According to some Zofer, you can't enter the Supreme Court if you didn't learn the whole. No. The whole Choshe Mishpah. Mit alle Noise Kelim. Mit alle Noise Kelim. What? How do you think you'd be a justice? Man darf lernen, the Smeh, and the Ktsos, and the Receives, and good lernen. Then you can be a justice. Otherwise, you can't be a justice. As is the shitta from many poskim. So theoretically, you would say that a goy, again, it's a joke. A goy is mufkit from the whole idea, but it's not mitzvah the mitzvah. When a person learns Torah, he has to make a bracha. He has to make a bracha. So a woman has to make a bracha. So it has nothing to do with the mitzvah, not the mitzvah. Just like a Birchas HaNenen. What's to do with the mitzvah? You enjoy the learning Torah? Or Birchas Simcha? You have Simcha from learning Torah. You have to make a bracha. So why does the Alter Rebbe not say it? So the Rebbe wants to be mechadish. If he'd said that, then someone would ask, so wait a minute, if she learned Torah and then she was Masiyach Das, she would have to make the bracha again. But lo yishtam, it's such a chiddush, someone would say it. So why do we say that we rely on the Birchas HaTorah that she made in the morning? So if you hold like the Shita, because Birchas HaShachar, it's once a day, okay, fine. But if you hold like the other Shita, the takazah, that it's only to do with the fact that you're not Masiyach Das. So taka, the threshold of Masiyach Das by Limud HaTorah is very low. It's like Limud HaTorah, film, it's whatever, never mind the lumdus. You see the threshold of how much Esach Das by film, by tzitzis like this, film, Limud HaTorah is. As long as you didn't go to sleep and the systems went down. Why? Because we say, because you're a Limud Torah, even when you go to the bathroom, you're chalashing to learn. When you went to the shower, ilulay, that you needed to take a shower, you wouldn't take a shower. You'd want to learn. Elamai, so you had to go and take a shower. So, but Be'emes, you would love to sit and learn. And the chiyuv, the chiyuv of Limud HaTorah is a chiyuv tamidi. So that's good enough. Never mind the lamas. We're saying that there is such a thing of not having hesach das, and therefore you were never masiyach das, and therefore the bracha is nimshich for the whole day. But in order to say that you're not masiyach das, we have to say that you have a chiyuv tmidi, and because you have a chiyuv tmidi, that's why you didn't masiyach das. But if you're going to say the bracha women is because Shem Hashem Heker all the girl latenu, something fancy like Birchas HaNenen and Birchas Simcha, so every time she learns again, according to the shit, you should have to make another bracha. Therefore, the Alter Rebbe is nechela. In Simon Mem Zayin, he's talking about Bircha, the bracha of Birchas HaTorah, to say that women are chayav in Birchas HaTorah. Oh, because they're chayav to learn Torah. Why they're chayav to learn Torah? This is mitzvahs. They have to learn. V'chulu v'chulu. That's why it was nechela. Otherwise, someone was going to say, okay, I'm not even sure I got everything in the Sicha, but said that we'll learn the Sicha. Erev shel Alpha, as a line in the Torah, you know why we make a bracha for learning Torah? Because that shows that the Torah is very precious to us. And that's like what we said, that the Bach said, that the Churban Beis HaMikdash was because they didn't make Birchas HaTorah. So the Bach says, come on, if a person forgot to make a bracha on a cookie, you say there'll be Churban Beis HaMikdash, you forgot to make a bracha on the cookie. So he said, no, because why did they not make a bracha on the Torah? Because the Torah wasn't sweet, wasn't precious to them, wasn't delicious to them. And when a Yid makes a bracha in the Torah, he expresses how the Torah is choshev to him. And like the Alter Rebbe says, the simcha of learning Torah is bigger than any simcha that comes out of a worldly pleasure. There isn't one worldly pleasure. He had the best vacation. He flew first class around the world. He went in a boat, über the ganze Welt, a private plane. Was soll noch nicht sein? Was a simcha? No, the simcha of Limud HaTorah is bigger than that. So the fact that they didn't make Birchas HaTorah because of